Welcome in, everyone. If you're tuning in, we are going to be making pumpkins on this evening. I wish this wouldn't be playing right now, but it's what it is. I'm trying to play some lo-fi beats or whatever in the background. Okay, so what you'll need is any size loom. You can even go bigger if you want. I'm going to use blanket yarn, but you can use number 4 yarn. You can use this. And what I'm using these for is to gather the yarn to gather the pumpkin in the middle. And this is for the stem. So that's why I have those. Okay, so what you want to do, if you're not used to working on looms, you can grab something to mark your area. I use this stitch marker, but they usually have loom stitch markers that are round and small that you can place right here. But you can also use this as a stitch marker too. So tonight I'm gonna work on this just so that, thank you, Valar. I'm gonna use this one since it'll be quicker to work on. And the first things we're gonna do is make the stems because they're going to be quicker. I know this is going to take me a while, so I'm going to work on the stem first and the vine. This is a attempt at a knitted vine. I have to explain this one because this one is crocheted. So this is a crochet one, and I just want to make sure that you guys are able to do these on the loom because not everyone crochets. And this is a Loom Live, so I'm trying to make sure we keep it all the same. Okay, so with this one, with the stem part, we're just gonna make a flat panel. I'm gonna see if I can find my little stick thing to stick this through. We're just gonna make a flat panel, and then we're gonna roll it up to make the stem. So that's how it's gonna end up. It's not, and if you want it like this, then you'll flat panel and then fold it together. But I'm gonna try to make like a stem thing. Excuse me, I had to cough. Thank you, Elise. How are you doing? Okay, I'm trying to pull all that through there. Usually I use a needle that'll fit through there, but I don't really feel like digging for it right now, and we're just gonna do it this way. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on so I can thread it up. This is a 24 peg loom, and so we're going to do half of the loom. On this one, I didn't do half of the loom. I actually accidentally calculated it wrong, and you'll notice that it's really only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. But I was trying to make it like really quick. So yes, if I'll make you a really small one, and I can do that. Yes, that's fine. Is it Biley? Hi, Madison. How are you doing? That's good. Okay, I just did a slip knot. That's how I always. Yes, if you can figure out how to give me like your information. Okay, we're gonna put this on here. No, no problem. Thank you so much. Trying to get this on here. I pulled it a little too tight apparently. Okay, we're gonna do 12. So that's already on one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I usually Happy Halloween to you too. I wanted to do a Beetlejuice one before the season ends, but it's not looking too great. But I'm gonna try to send y'all one. I'm gonna make a tutorial for y'all for the Beetlejuice one. I really want to do it before Halloween. I know it's a little bit late and I should have got it in earlier, but you know. Thank you, Luz. And I always skip that first stitch because I always go back and take care of it. So I'm gonna do, I guess about. Let me see how many I got on here. I didn't really do a whole lot. Let me. One, two. I think I did 15. So I'm gonna do 15. I don't understand why my little play music went off. I would say about three, but I'm usually like talking and everything when I'm working on it, so you might could complete it faster than I would. I have no idea, Frugal. This is my first time seeing your comment. Welcome in. Yeah, yeah, really weird. Thank you, crafting with Amy. Let me move that crochet hook before I keep picking it up. So at this point, because I don't feel like counting. Thank you, Frugal. I don't feel like counting y'all, so I'm just gonna go to a certain point where I feel like it's a good tall enough stem, and then I'm just gonna cast it off after that. That way I can still have a conversation and not try to keep count of anything. Right? I need to make a flat one so it can be more of a pillow. I think that'd be a good idea. I'm always I when others say that you can't make plushies with looms, I had to push the envelope. I'm like I gotta do some experiments. I got a whole lot of ideas. It's just like I'm so busy that it's hard to like get the ideas into videos. They're just like floating thoughts. Thank you, Violet. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. But yeah, so all I'm doing is e-stitching. That's the fastest stitch that is used on the loom. And so I'm just gonna e-stitch. Um, and if you just e-stitch, it typically curls. So that doesn't really matter in this moment for everything that I'm trying to do with it. So even the second piece that I make after this, I want it to curl too. So it can kind of look like the vine. I'll starting with a slip knot and then wrap your pegs in like an incursive E. That's why I like to call it an incursive E. And that's pretty much it. Now there's a whole lot of more stitches to learn, but I'm not crazy in learning a whole lot of stitches. I probably may have learned like maybe 5 to 7 stitches. That's like, that's if I've learned that many. I try to stick to basics as much as possible. I mean as much as possible. Oh, no problem, Amy. Pretty bad at what job? Hi, Colton. How are you doing? That's good. I'm just sitting here. I'm working on like a loom knitted stem. These are crochets. So I'm trying to get the just show everybody how to make these first since they're gonna work up really fast. And so I'm just showing how to make the stem first before moving on to the actual pumpkin. I think that's about 5 stitches. One, two, three, four, five, six. There's six. So I only want to go about four more. I'm just not really right now interested in trying to make a really tall stem. Right. So that's why I was like I wanted to do a Beetlejuice one, but I was like I don't know if I'm gonna make it in time. I'm still gonna do another pumpkin. Um, I found some plaid yarn, some what I can't remember what they call it. The pooling, self pooling yarn or whatever. I found some of that, and I want to make a fall themed pumpkin so that way it's just not for Halloween. That people still use pumpkins even after Halloween for decoration. So I'm gonna try to make a plaid one. Right, juice is loose. I hope the plaid one work out too. Well, I hope they both work out. But I'm not gonna be trying to, make the pooling match up. So I just hope it matches up on its own in the right way. I keep saying I'm thinking about making a 10 stitch blanket with this baby loom. That's what this baby booty loom. Hey, Aurora, how are you doing on this evening? I forgot to put my phone on the battery thing. No, I didn't know that. Beetlejuice 3. I'm working on the stem of the pumpkins right now. I'm trying to get this is the shortest part of the project. So I'm going to try and get those done first before moving on to the pumpkin. But after that we're making pumpkins. We're making loom knit pumpkins. And y'all, like this pumpkin, there's no decrease, there's no increase, nothing. It's just 2 stitches, and then gather on both ends. Um, I'm normally talking, so it takes me about 3 hours to do. It could be shorter than that. It also depends on how many stitches you're making. Like I made this one on this one, and I made this one on this one. So this is it's the what is it called? The rib stitch. About your dad, so that's so funny. Thank you, May. Hi, Melissa. Awesome. I was telling them I have some plaid yarn that I want to play with these, but I got a lot of ideas for it. My initial idea was to do a um a pillow with it, so I'm scared to like use some of it for like a small one like this because I wouldn't make a big one. Thank you, Aurora. So I wouldn't make a big one because how you buy one skein of yarn and you got a whole lot of ideas to do with it, and you're like, I'm afraid to use it. No, I haven't seen Beetlejuice 2. Yes, yes, I can hear you. Yes, I got you. They're really easy to make, y'all. They're like this part is only 2 stitches the whole way, and you just decide how tall you want it. I never really count the stitches or anything, so you just decide on how tall you want it. That's why I was saying it's different. I don't even have DirecTV anymore. I got rid of DirecTV or slash cable stuff about I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe I'll just say about 3 years ago. Um, the price I hadn't really. I guess 15, 25 maybe. I don't know. I hadn't really thought of the price. I've only sold like one or two of these, and it was like 3 years ago. Like I haven't made them like in a long time. Cause like I've been working a lot. I'm not currently working, and I have been working a lot, so I hadn't made any of these in a long time. Thank you, Melissa. So I didn't forgot the price of what I thought and everything. Thank you. I think it's Jacqueline. I'm gonna try to not keep bumping that. Somebody acting a fool with their car. Drop my hook, my knitting hook. Yes. I gotta figure out the shipping cost first. I think my email is up there at the top of my YouTube, so you can email me. That sounds good, Melissa. That does sound good. Thank you. Okay, y'all. I think I'm gonna stop right here. I think this is I think that's long enough. So I'm gonna do a cast off, a basic cast off, and then go from there. So when you do a basic cast off, you wrap the last peg that you were on like a second time, the one you just knitted off on, wrap it again, and then you're gonna go to the next peg right beside it and wrap it, and then you're gonna take this one off and place it on the last peg, and take this one off and then pull that one off so that you have one stitch off so far. Now you don't have to repeat wrapping the last peg again. You just continue to wrap without going back to wrap again. I know I do a little crocheting on the side, and this definitely does. Depending on the stitches, it helps a lot with the your hands. I personally have um, arthritis, and I really should be wearing my compression gloves right now, but I forgot. Okay, Melissa, I got you. I pulled that one too tight. I mean too loose. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, I'll go back and double check because somebody else from YouTube that ordered something from me emailed me. I'll just and if not, I'll just send you my email through like a comment. I don't know why this one doesn't want to come up. We're better off. Yeah, you can I'll try to remember. You come in on a lot of videos, so I should remember when I see you coming. You send me a lot of support, so I'll remember. I'll be like, oh, by the way, here's my email. But I'll send it to you when we get out of live. After I get out of live. All right, so that's off. If you typically people take these off the loom. Oh, thank you, Yendi. People take these off the loom by doing like a gather bind off. That's a way to take the flat panel off. So now I'm gonna cut this yarn and just pull this hold this in. Oh no, it's perfectly fine. I want conversation. I welcome conversation because it's not distracting me at all. Okay, so I forgot before I cut that off. I should have uh did a slip stitch, but we're gonna do it now. So that way it's closed off. So if you're making the stem, that was how to make the stem. You're gonna want to roll it up. For me, when I did my first one, I prefer the back of the stitches because that way it kind of looked more of like, it looked more of, for me it looked better. So I'm gonna roll this up, and that's why I should have left this longer. I got a little excited. I should have left that longer and sew it in. So I'm gonna cut off a long string of this. I guess I'm gonna have to use that needle now. And I threw it back in here. I just want a little plastic needle. I typically don't even use these. I use my iron ones, but I don't feel like looking for it. So I'm gonna make sure this lines up because it's not lining up. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, so you just want to go back and forth through those stitches to the other side. That's all. I actually don't even want to close all of this up because I have an idea. But, everybody is different. So that's why I don't normally use the plastic needles because this is bending as I go through the yarn. Okay, so I'm thinking about leaving this part open. And if you see what I'm doing, or maybe I just stick my finger in there right now and loosen it up. So what I'm doing is trying to create like that open thing, like it'll stretch out further down here than it will at the top. So I close the top tighter. So you can always just play with it. Oh, thank you, Tana Maria. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Yes, ma'am. It's just rolling it up and using if you prefer the front or the back. I prefer the back of it because it looks different. So yeah, if you prefer the front or the back, that's up to you. And also, I noticed that my stitch right here, this part is looking a little wonky. So if you want to like avoid that, maybe you sew this together first, like these two ends, and then bring it in like this, fold it in, and do the outside. That way it don't look, like that. But I'm gonna leave that like that. I'm not picky here tonight. So next thing to do is to try and get our vine done. Sorry about that, y'all. So now I'm gonna leave that right there because I might use the yarn to thread it into right here. So I tried to do. Thank you, Lisa. I tried to do um U stitch. This is U stitching. I tried to. What I did was I flat paneled around like this. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna still use U stitch because the stitch is tighter. And typically the end of a stockinette stitch it curls up. So I'm hoping that if I do a U stitch, it will tighten up and pull the yarn to force it to curl even more. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just using this to tighten it up some. Yes, I definitely can. I'm sorry, Celia. I can't translate right now. Let me see if I can translate your comment. Uh oh. Gosh darn. Let's see. Translate. Let's copy and paste first. Y'all give me a second. I'm trying to translate this comment. Oh, good night, friend. Thank you so much for visiting me. I appreciate you. So I'm just gonna do. Let me loosen this up. I pulled that one too tight. I'm just gonna do 4 stitches. Apparently, my phone needs to be on vibrate or something. I wish whoever is talking would stop. Those sound like text messages, and I am not that popular. Yes, of course, Tony. Thank you, Monica. I'm so sorry, y'all, for that beeping. It's getting on my nerves. Like, why are we doing it? Somebody's probably texting, and I can't really see right now. So hopefully they'll stop when they're in the mood. Yeah, it really is. It really is, Melissa. So yes, I have the video posted on here on YouTube. So it's very simple. I'm trying to see how I'm doing YouTube. I mean doing U stitch flat panels are really awkward for me. So that's why I'm like, what is going on? Hey Ariana, how are you doing? Okay, this is me experimenting, y'all. So I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just like, I'm just making it work because U stitches are really awkward in flat panel, and I'm just trying to see if the yarn will um tighten up and make it curl more. This is how I usually work. Y'all just seeing my thought panel. Just, you know, this is just my thought process. Let me translate you. Tilly. Let me translate you again. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Celia. Now this stitch that I'm doing is the U stitch, and it is rougher on your hands. So this wouldn't be something I would say do a big long project with. So this one will make your hands scream. And this is one that this stitch will be used in this project, but it won't be as bad because of the type of project you're doing. Well, because it's mixed up with another stitch. I'll say that. Because here I have to really pull it up because it's tight. Let me loosen it up some. So I'm tired of that pen dropping on the table. They're so tight, it's making a lot of noise. I don't think it's gonna curl up, and I think it's because the stitch is tight. I don't know. It maybe has to get longer. I don't know. And there's the train. There will be a train horn on every live. I stay in the country, and the train loves to come through here. This stitch is about to come off. So I'm doing it this way instead of picking it up like I was earlier because it was getting so tight. So I'm hoping that me just kind of sliding it over like that keep it from being so tight on my hand. Uh-oh. No, no, no. About 9 o'clock, I'll put my phone on the charger. Knowing me, I probably just made the stitch even tighter by not lifting it up too much off the seam. No, it's not too bad. And this is also the quickest way to get a stitch on the loom, but it's gonna be tight. Oh, I kept trying to make it go over there. It sounds so loud right now. I'm used to listening to something, and so now it sounds real loud. I don't know how many rows to give this. Hey, Mary, how are you doing? And then y'all been really out and about all week. We had homecoming here, and I was out all night last night, and I was out a lot today. Like for typically for me, because um, I'm an introvert. That's good. You're doing good. I'm doing good too. Thanks for asking. I'm trying to make another stem, and there's the dinging again. Is it late in Ohio? Oh, you're fine, Melissa. We're doing fine. I'm doing fine. How are you doing? Y'all, I'm trying. Hold on. Let me translate this comment real quick. No biggie, no biggie. Hi, I am making a pumpkin. We're making loom knit pumpkins, and right now I'm in the middle of making stems. Oh yeah, see, I'm it's 8:40, 8:48 here where I'm at. Yeah, you're a little bit later than I am. I need some water because my voice, or something to drink because my voice is starting to crack. No, ding ding phone, stop it, stop it, stop it. I need to make me some of those just for the sheer sake of making me some. Cause I I've made my husband and the boys some bow ties back in the day, but they weren't like they didn't have anything to do with knit or crochet. They were like just some fabric hot glued together. And so I want a bow tie just for myself, like wear me a button up shirt and throw a bow tie on it and look very preppy. That's what I want. Awesome. Pumpkins on the Addy. I have not picked up my Addy in months. It has been sitting here for a while. Probably since oh I would I wanna say March, maybe. I haven't touched the Addy since March. Shame on me. I know, shame. But I haven't touched it in a while. I think I got frustrated with it and was like, no, I don't feel like it right now. And then I got to crocheting, and then crochet took over, so that's kind of like where I'm at. I'm trying to translate this comment. Y'all give me a second. Why does that keep doing that? It's annoying. Stop that. Give me just a second. Anada. Abiel Anada. And let me translate real quick. Right. I'm trying. I'm trying to translate comments and I got y'all. I'm trying to. I'm sorry. They need to come out with a technology that while you talk, you translate. That it translates it dubs your voice translation. Cause ain't that what they call it, dubbing? Y'all see what I'm trying to do here? And stretch it out a little bit. It'll curl. See how it's curling a little bit. I think I want to stop in a minute because I'm just tired of doing it. So I'm gonna give it about till 9 o'clock my time, which is like about 12 more minutes, and then I'm gonna take it off because I've made multiple attempts to try and curl, and I really think you know it just is what it is. Yes, I not a whole lot. Right now I'm crocheting a lot. The loom knits are mainly for you guys, for the community, because I notice when I crochet there's not a lot of attention to it, and so when I loom knit, um, the community is more excited about it. So I try when I go live, I try to loom knit, and it actually helps because I don't get a lot of time to get loom knitting in, and I would prefer, God, dog it, I would prefer trying to be able to experiment. Cause I want to experiment with plushies. So lately, the only loom knitting I used to loom knit a lot though. The only loom knitting I've been getting in is going live. But I was loom knitting a lot. I kept saying I was ready for fall, and I still haven't done anything necessarily fall related besides these pumpkins. Like, I want to go outside. I guess maybe I was waiting on the mosquitoes here to completely go away because I want to do some bonfires and s'mores. We do those every year since COVID, and I want to do that. Yes, I have YouTube videos on Loom. Most of my long form or how to videos are on Loom. Let's see which way this came. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Y'all, not usually whenever I go live, I'm typically here for about 3 hours. Thank you, Melissa. So y'all have me when 9 o'clock get here for about 2 more hours. So I'm usually like I try to get my if it's a small project, I'll try to get it done before I get off live. But this one I started on another live. This as far as I got was this part, and this part. I didn't get to like the sewing part. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm gonna make sure my put my phone on the charger. It really doesn't last about 3 hours. And with the U stitch, it's so tight that when you take it off, or that because that's kind of what I was doing earlier. If you pull on it when you take it off, it will stretch out some, and it'll become more springy that way. So hopefully, once I pull it off, it'll give me a little bit more give, and it'll curl up even more. I only got 5 more minutes to do this, and then I'll take it off. So I'm not trying to make it like extra long. I think. Let me see how long it is. Let me see. I think this good enough, y'all, because I don't want to spend like the whole time doing that, working on like the stems. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so I'm pull it off. So y'all will see this is where I tugged it and loosened them up some. These are still like tight. So I'm gonna let me cut this off. I'm gonna leave a long string this time and pull that in. Okay. So I'm gonna show y'all this up close. When I pull it like this, it's gonna look like this in here. So you wanna do it like that and let it, get a hi Toka. Kind of let it if it'll do it. It's not really doing it, but you know. You can also probably wet it and my bad. Thank y'all so much for the likes. Yes, I'm making pumpkins. We're about to get ready and start on the pumpkin. Okay, so this, it did something. So yeah, it was my it was my phone. It's like a prayer Bible app, and it does this really loud, you know, thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, like you're too loud. I suppose been changed the settings on it, so I try to remember to change the settings. I'm getting ready to just plug my phone charger in, so let's see if it's going. Yeah, worked. Awesome. All right, so we're done with the stem things. These I made to put on here. So this is the reason why I made it like this. So it'll kind of close that in. And then the stem, when I get around to it, sew the stem on like that. Hi Taylor. Right, it sure it sure does get your attention. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Toka. I would try and do my best. If you don't understand, just let me know. Let me know what part of what I'm not saying is clear. So I got you. Hi, Fart. So okay, what we're gonna do? We're getting ready to cast this orange on here. And hi, Allie. Allie Adventures. We're gonna cast this on. This is a wrapping tool, and I'm only gonna use it for like 2 rows. So if you want to put your wrapping tool on your yarn, that's up to you. But you're only gonna need it for the first 2 rows and the last 2 rows of cast off. But since I have no patience for wrapping with my hand, well, I have arthritis in my hand, so I just prefer not to wrap on the loom with my fingers. And I'm just gonna use the crochet hook just to tighten it up. And with this blanket yarn, you don't really want to, excuse me, you don't really want to pull tight. I'm trying to remember which way I want this to go. And I need it to loosen up a little. No, not that way. No. I don't know why I've been enjoying making this tight tonight. I've been making my I've been making my slip knots pretty tight. All right, so we're just gonna go around the loom counterclockwise or clockwise around the loom, counterclockwise around the page. Please, what, Ellie? I spoke earlier. I don't know if maybe you didn't hear me. Okay. And we're just gonna go around like this one more time. We're just doing a cast on row. That's the only reason why I am doing this at this current time. It's just to do a cast on row. After that, we change into the two main stitches that we're gonna use the rest of the hours or so. I need more yarns. Which the tool that I'm wrapping with is uh I got it from someone. It's like a wrapping tool, and the tool that I'm wrapping on is a loom. But you can use an office pen. So if this is the tool you're talking about, you can just use a old office pen or a straw to do the same thing. No problem at all. All right, I think we've made it to the last peg. When you make it to the last peg, you want to go ahead and knit off so it doesn't unravel your work. So I knitted off on the last peg, and now I'm gonna go around and knit off on the rest of them. Thank you, JJ. No, this well, not for me. The tool is not slower than my fingers. Trust me. I've been doing this a very long time, and the way I used to do looming with just my fingers would a loom would end across the room if I have to use my fingers. Because I also have arthritis, so I'm not trying to like use my fingers. They're already shaky right now, so I don't want to like do like this trying to wrap it around. Yes, I do a lot of crocheting in my spare in my mostly. I picked up crocheting 2 years ago, and that has been like most of my time the past year. That's what I've been doing. And cuz like this right here is crochet, these on this one. But I'm trying to make sure you guys know that you can do looming on that too. But yes, I do crochet. I make right now. I'm making a ton of hats that I'm sick of making. Sick of making a ton of hats. All right, so that was all of that done. So we no longer need this wrapping tool, but it's kind of be in the way. That's why I told y'all that's your preference. So if you want to use the wrapping tool, that's your preference because it's gonna get in the way once you start actually doing the work. So that's why I have to pull all this yarn out of here first before I I start. Man, like I cannot I can knit on the needles, but I can't make a blanket on the needles. And I can crochet, but I cannot. I refuse. And it's just because of ADHD. I make my blankets on the loom because I can stop and just leave it there when I'm overwhelmed and just walk away. Because I have worked on the loom, so I'm not saying that it's much better. I'm just saying that, when I work on the loom and make a blanket, I can just step away and come back. With crocheting, I got to count all these chains to make a blanket, then try to make sure I'm not skipping a stitch or, nothing, anything like that. But with the loom, I can just get up and walk away. But it still takes a lot of time looming. Okay, y'all. So I just did the a E-stitch cast on. So this is the E-stitch row of cast on. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see it, that I'm not blocking it. And so what I'm gonna do now is what um right, Mary? What I'm gonna do now is what they call the rib stitch. This is a stitch from KB that I worked into my loom, I mean into my pumpkin, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna do. So what you're gonna do is what I was doing earlier. We're gonna use stitch two. I need somebody to stop blowing their horn like that. Use stitch two. I guess the alarm is off. Okay, so that was use stitch two, and then we're going to purl. I try not to push my pegs down because that helps me kind of keep up with the purl stitches. Okay, so go back. Okay, so there was two U stitches. You can actually make a blanket on here too by using the 10 stitch method. I've never done it, but YouTube has a video on how to make a 10 stitch by just using the round ones, and you don't have to sew anything. You don't have to make any flat panels. You don't have to make any tubes. You just do 10 stitch. As far up to about 7, there aren't really like any jumbo looms for like jumbo projects. Cause I'm thinking this is wide as they go. Dry storm. I'm not sure. I think this is as wide as they go. And this is for like thicker yarn. Now I have used on this gauge of yarn of loom, I have used up to a number 7. I have never tried a number 8, so you may just want to, try. And my bad, y'all, that was purl stitching. So when I just did that, that was purl stitching. 2 U stitches, 2 purl stitches. And that's the whole pattern for the rest of the project. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing numbers out there. I'm just saying, I've worked on a 7 before with a number 7. I don't know if an 8 exists. I'm just saying. Me too. I want to find time to try the 10 stitch too. Thank you, Taylor. And sometimes I have to go back and double check to make sure I'm in the right stitch pattern too. So you purl, you purl, you. And I'm gonna do that for at least 3 rows. I'm gonna be confused for 3 rows until, because once you get to the 4th row, you can look in the inside and see where you are, so you don't have to keep going back to double check that you're um, still in the pattern. So this is all you're doing is 2 U stitches and 2 purl stitches. And if you're further along than I am, your U stitches are going to look like this, and your purl stitches are going to look like this. So your purl stitches create this pattern, and your U stitches create that one. Hi, Steph. How are you doing? I done got lost again, y'all. Oh, you, Pearl, you, Pearl, you, Pearl, you, Pearl. That's good. So we're doing Pearl. And the other thing is, not all of these looms are made the same. So this one has like, I had to write the number on the bottom of it. This one has 24. But when you pick up this one, it has 31. So we're doing an even number of stitches. So what happens when I get to that point is when I get to the odd number, instead of necessarily changing, I no, I went back to U stitch. So in the at the end and the beginning of your project, if you use this one, you will have like, say, let's say this is two U stitches. You will have another U stitch right here. So you'll have two U stitches, purl, U stitch, 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 purl, U stitch. Okay, I guess I got it wrong. U stitch and then purl. I don't even remember. I just did whatever. But you'll notice on here you can't really tell the difference, that the amount of stitches were different. So I'm just saying, if you so happen to maybe want to work on the larger loom, just know that if you have to change up anything, it's gonna pretty much look the same, and the peg numbers are gonna be different because it's an odd number. You pearl, you pearl, you pearl, you pearl. Let me double check that. You pearl, you pearl, you. That was right. And then sometimes when you make it to the end of the row, that's how you know you did everything right too. So you should end on a purl stitch once you finish. So this is you stitch, and I ended up right because the purl stitch is right here. Because on the left side of this loom, since it's facing me, it would be U stitch. Now I haven't tried it on the even bigger loom because I don't know if I have that much patience to try and work it out that way, because it's a lot more stitches. But this is what I do: two U stitches, two purl stitches. I've made minions on here before too. So, and how I made the minions, it was a mixture of U stitches, E stitches, and I think it was just U stitches and E stitches. Thank you, Lobar. Sometimes putting stitch markers on there help you too if you forget where you're at because you get distracted. So if you want to do that too, that'll help. Purl stitch. There's a quicker, no, it probably won't work on there. I never tried it, so let me not say that. I thought about doing true knit stitch, but it goes the other direction, and I don't know if it would like be funny if it looked different if I tried it with the U stitch. Okay. And we ended up in the right spot because two purl stitches on the end. Okay, back to the beginning. U stitch, purl stitch, U stitch. Oh, purl stitch. Um, I would say up to 3 hours, but it depends on the person. I typically work very slow. You got a 41 peg glue? I think my next size up, and that sounds even better than I think that would be even better than 31. I think it has something to do with the numbers because mine mine were that number 30 made it off, but this one is 36. I think did I count this wrong? That don't sound right. Yeah, I think it was 36. So I think maybe that's my biggest one that I'm thinking about. That may be 41. Let me hold on, y'all. Give me just a sec. Oh, yeah, I have a 41 too. Now that's up to you. That's gonna be a really nice 40. No, no, it's perfectly fine. Like I want the conversation and everything. So this is my 41, and I don't know if I had that much patience. And yeah, so I don't. If you do it, it's gonna be really nice though. I think it's gonna be really cool. If you end up making like the 41, I think that's gonna be pretty awesome. I just don't really have the patience. I don't know. I look at it and I'm like, all those stitches. But it takes me like even talking, and I get distracted a lot, and I have ADHD, so it takes me about 3 hours to make mine. Yes, it would. That's why I'm like you're tempting me to make it because now I'm looking at the loom. I'm like, I want to make a really big one. Maybe I'll find the patience. I got an Addy. My Addy frustrates me because everybody was like, it's gonna be so smooth, and and everything, and it is, but you have to use certain yarns because it hates red heart, and red heart is the most affordable, and so I want it to use red heart. I don't want to use anything else. because I don't want to spend any extra money on yarn. But at this point, to keep from being frustrated, I might as well spend an extra dollar or two to make a hat. So I'm thinking about. I do got some different kinds of yarns back there, but I don't know. Oh wait, I think that was wrong. Hold on. You pearl, you pearl, you. Yeah, that was right. But yeah, I haven't touched my Addy in months, and it does make the process quicker. But I don't know. I guess I just want it to be even faster because of what I've heard others go through. But they're mostly using a drill, and I don't want to put the drill on mine because I know if you mess it up with the drill, the warranty is voided. So that's the only reason why I'm afraid to I'm like, no. They're like, use a drill. I'm like, no, 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 no. They have some mechanical, slower, um, pieces that adapters that you can hook on to it, but I'm afraid that they won't even work. So I don't know. I haven't seen much reviews about it, but I've seen people using them. Good evening, friend. How are you this evening? Okay, pearl stitch. So that means we made it back to the right. I mean, that means we did it right. Okay. So you'll start to notice the difference. When you look right here, this is U stitch. This is a U stitch pattern, and these are pearl stitches. So, ooh, a stitch came off. That is naughty. Let me make sure it's tight enough. It's gonna bother me. Ooh, that sounds fun. You know that you can do a 10 stitch and not have to sew anything to make a blanket. I'm translating this comment, y'all. They might not understand what I'm saying, but I'm gonna do my best to respond. I'm sorry, what happened to what? Just do it. What happened to what? Right, better. We better do it because I ain't never tried it. And I want to see somebody else. Because people kept telling me, the people who were telling me about it, they was like, it's so much quicker doing the 10 stitch. So I was just like, I need to try it, but I don't have time to try it. And doing that 10 stitch will save you some money too. So you won't have to buy a bigger one. And I should have been done my other blanket by now, but I am busy. I have a head to do. I just got through making um, three footies, three crochet footies, and a do rag. And Now I gotta finish a hat. And I want to do, someone's asking me to do a granny square stern wheel cover. And I had to do some more beanies. And I'm working on another hat too. Make sure, yeah, that was you. This is Pearl. Ooh, time surely flies by when you're crafting. Okay, we made it back to the right area. And so now I officially do not have to go back and figure out and count backwards where I'm at because the stitches will tell me. So it also goes a lot faster when I know where the stitches are too. I'm less lost trying to figure out where they are. And if you work on blankets, this is actually, I have a lazy Susan right here. So when I work on my blankets, I don't have to do too much turning and tossing and stuff. So these were very affordable to make. Probably no more than about 50 and took about 30 minutes to make. So this is what I use to make my blankets on all the time. So that way I can keep my blanket rolled up, nice and tucked away while I turn it on here. I have one that's even bigger than this. So this is the smaller one. This is the bigger one because I have the really big loom. So yeah, this one's the really big one. I think the one I just held up is um it looks like it's about 2 feet or so. And then the one I'm working on is like a foot and a half, maybe. I don't know. And so, like I was saying earlier, the inside of your stitches will show you where you are. This is a purl stitch. My bad. This is a U stitch, and these are purl stitches. So the U stitches will turn on the back of your loom, and the purl stitches will be like more ribbed. So when you go back and try to figure out where you are, you get a rib for the purl stitch, and the U stitches turn backwards. Actually, almost like they're hugging the peg. The pearl stitch either look like uh, a rib or a ladder, whichever one you prefer. Probably more so like a ladder than a rib. The U stitch would look more like a rib. And I don't keep count of stitches, so you're more than welcome to keep count of how far I go. But I don't keep count of stitches. But I do want you to know that whatever you do, your your pumpkin, when you gather it into the middle part, it's gonna shrink about 2 inches. So just think about that when you decide on how tall you want it to be. Oh, alrighty, we made it back to the beginning, back to usage. And I have been working on this part of the pumpkin for about 30 minutes. So maybe that gives you kind of an idea. I've also been getting distracted, so, and it's not from having conversations, it's just I get distracted from time to time. And then once it gets to a good length, I will show you guys the pattern. Oh, the pattern on the outside of the stitches. And I don't know if some of you guys were here earlier, but you don't have to use blanket yarn to make this. you can use doubled up um, 4-way yarn if you're gonna use it. We are at the end of the rope again. So that took me about 1 minute. I like to kind of keep track of, how long it takes me to do one row. And it literally took me a minute. So that gives you an idea too. This yarn is about to cut short. So I need to pull out some more. I'm going to flip it over. See, this amount is not going to really show you anything. And we just did it. And I'm probably gonna do this to about, let's hopefully it give me enough, about 10:30. Cause the way my last live went, I don't think I'm gonna finish the pumpkin. Or I'll just show you how to close it up, and then I'll switch over to the one that's mostly done, and then finish that one. That'll work out better. Since I already have everything made for it. Come on. Excuse me. My hand's starting to bother me, so I'm gonna need to put on a glove. I think it's partially because it's a little chilly in my shed, so I'm gonna have to do that. Let me get my compression gloves out. And it's really mainly the hand that is having to pick up the yarn. And this is not my favorite glove, but it'll work. I can't find my favorite one right now. Well, this one is my favorite one, but I'd like to use it. I'm gonna switch it out. I'm gonna use this one on this hand. And I don't. The reason why I don't like this one because it's Velcro, and any yarn or fiber artist knows, or a person who may be knitting, this pulls fabric or yarn, so or fiber. So I don't like using it per se, but I lost the matching one to this one. Keep trying to see when it's gonna show on the outside, but apparently it's not. Now, if I were doing e-stitching, I probably wouldn't need these compression gloves for the most part because it's a lot looser stitch. And the reason why may need it with pearl stitching is because you gotta take it off and put it back on. Take the stitch off and put it back on. But if you were doing all e-stitch, it's less strenuous on your hand, less straining. End of a row, start anew. I almost skipped a stitch. New row. None much changing. Still the same thing. This is why I like variegated yarn, but there's not too much variegated yarn when it comes to blanket yarn. Because I get bored sitting there watching the same color very easily. Two stitches, two purls. Now I'm starting to see the pearl stitch change on the front, so I don't really have to go back and look at the back either. But if you're working with this laying down with the loom more horizontal, then you would see it and you would easily see it in the middle anyway. But y'all can see it. It's this the pearl stitch area, and the U stitch area is more pronounced. Excuse me. Hey y'all, I got about an hour left on live. This is where I start, make my announcements for live countdown. So next time I announce it would be when I got about 30 minutes left. Uh, I am in a pro row. I always have to readjust my hand when taking it off. I mean, when doing some adjustments to something else. At the rate this going, I might be able to take it off in 15 more minutes because I'm almost pretty happy with how tall it is. Hi, loved one. Thank you. Thanks, Max. We're working on Loom knit pumpkins, and right now I'm just doing two stitches. I'm doing a U stitch and purl stitch. That pretty much makes the whole pumpkin. Thank you, Hata. Oh, good night, Mary. I'm sorry I missed your comment. And thank you, Michael. The comments kind of went up fast. I got the turntable from Home Depot. Thank you, Dry Storm. Thank you, Reginald. Thank you, Sid Cole. I am using this is the smallest loom, which is 24 pegs. But you can use any size that you want. It's just that when you go up different sizes, the 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 even numbers kind of change. So this would like it would kind of end up like oddly, but you can't really tell the difference once you see the actual pumpkin. It's like all my comments just kind of jumped on all of a sudden. I don't know why they did that. I'm so sorry, y'all. My comments are glitching, and I just now got them on. I don't know why it's doing it. They were moving earlier. Wrong stitch. Wrong stitch. I have to make sure I look at that because like all of my comments just started jumping on the screen, and then it kind of threw me off. So it wasn't that I was ignoring y'all. It's just my comments are. Thank you, Callie. Thank you, Gay Tree. Gay Tree. I'm just hoping I'm pronouncing it right. Working on Loom knit pumpkins. And that's the end of one row. I'm gonna see if I can maybe use my other phone to go live. Well, watch the live. Cause that's how I'm watching you guys comments. It's through the computer on another account. Let me try and refresh my browser. Maybe it's me because this computer does need an update. Like I can see everything on the video, just that the comments are moving kind of slow. Oh, I almost didn't get that one off. Thank you, Shy. Oh gosh, I exit out of the chat. I'm trying to move the chat up a little bit more. For those of you who are just coming in, we are doing Loom knit pumpkins, and I did an E-stitch to cast it on, and I'm doing the pattern in one row. Well, it's for every row, but I'm doing the pattern U-stitch 2, and then purl stitch 2. So this is the purl stitch. I just did the U-stitch. And you do that the same way for the whole pumpkin, minus the E stitch cast on and the E stitch cast off. And I also created the stem and the little vine thing on the loom. And this is the stem thing, which is gonna go in the middle. And the only reason why it looks different is because I used the back of the stitches, and this is the little vine thing that's gonna go on there too afterwards. After I get to a stopping point with this one, I'm gonna show you guys how to tighten it up in the middle, and then I'm gonna add the stem onto the other pumpkin. I'm not gonna completely tighten it up. I just want to show you guys how to continue to do, to do it in the middle. I'm gonna do this, work on this part for about 15 more minutes, and then I'm gonna take it off because I don't want to be all night and not at least show y'all like how to close it up tightly. Thank you, Dry Storm. Sounds like I hear another train coming through. It's further down, but it's coming. Y'all should see us trying to leave the house when we know the train is coming. We're like, hurry up, we gotta beat the train. You never know if it's going really slow. Oh, thank you so much for the likes. Thank you, Raquel. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate it. It's getting closer. It's gonna get louder. I started. I think it was about 10 years ago. I started with the knit needles, and then I wanted to make a hat really bad, and I didn't know that you can make a flat panel and turn it into a hat. So I found the looms, and it was kind of like from there. Thank you, VX. So I've just been doing it for about 10 years. I wanted to make some gifts for my family, and it just kind of flourished from there. I got some plaid yarn. I want to make a plaid pumpkin too. Yeah, I want to make a Beetlejuice one before the season is over. I don't want to miss the time. I think it's already too late, but I'm gonna try it anyway. And I'd rather do it on this green one because I know it shouldn't take me that long to do it. I think the train got stuck. I need some more yarn. No, it's still coming. It just didn't sound the alarm. So that was knit too. I gotta go and get me a heater. Yes, I do. I crochet plushies. I love crocheting plushies. Those are my favorite to make. Plushies make me smile because you always, add a smile to it. So I love making those because it feels very, a cheerful project to work on. I'm such a kid at heart. I've tried the mushrooms. I did a mushroom and a frog. It was like a little craft kit. And then I've never done the lemon tacos. That sounds fun to make. There's someone that I've been watching on TikTok, and she makes a lot of food crochet, and she was making a lot of sushi ones, um, some s'mores ones with a little fire and everything. She was doing a whole setup. It was so pretty. She did a pizza, burger, and everything. It was so neat. My bad. But yeah, a lemon and a taco sounds pretty cool. I like to try those. All right, I'm gonna do now that yes, Shrek sounds fun. I'll be willing to do that. I'll probably only do his head though, unless I got some. I think I could do it on the loom too. If I can do a minion one on here, I'm pretty sure I could do Shrek. You gave me a challenge, and now I really want to do it. I gotta find me. Well, no, I don't have to find any yarn. I can use the same. I can use four-way yarn, just double it up. So yeah, it's what, Mary? I mean, Melissa. I'm sorry. Oh yes, it is. It's coming along. I think I'm about to get ready and take it off because this is about as much patience as I have right now. and I don't want to spend like the whole time making the pumpkin base part. So this is going when I get to this last row, I'm just gonna do a each stitch row and do like a bind off, a gather bind off. Uh-oh. I almost broke that yarn. I didn't feel it come off. Let's see. Thank you, Love Sick. No, I haven't tried an eye machine. I got one though. I bought one. I bought one about 3 months ago. I still haven't opened it, but I have to this week because someone asked me for something. Thank you, Love Sick. Thank you guys so much for the love. But yeah, I have an iCore machine. I really need to open it up, and I really have to this week. Like there's no going around and getting away from it or nothing. It has to be done. No, I haven't tried it. I bought one, but I haven't tried it. I've had it for several months. All right, I said I was gonna stop right here. I'm okay with stopping right here. So you guys kind of see this is the pearl stitch and that's the U stitch. So I'm okay with stopping right here. I'm going to cast this off, and I was gonna do it with my hand, but I was like, no, don't do that. Oh, okay. But yeah, it's been sitting in my order. Like you know how you order stuff and you're so excited to buy it, but you're like, I don't have time to work on it, but I'm going to. So having somebody ask for something that I have to use it for. They want me to make the letters family and in cursive and sew it onto like a towel so they can hang it up in their home. So that's kind of how that happened. Thanks so much for the likes. Okay, when you get to this part, which is this is the end of your pumpkin, you are not going to cast off with the blanket yarn in the fear of it breaking. So I don't even want to put you through that. So what I do is when I cast off with 4-way yarn because it's a little bit tougher than blanket yarn is. But if you're really concerned that the 4-way yarn won't do much either, then I would use cotton. Some of the not the I love this cotton. I would use that rough cotton yarn. Thank you so much for the likes. I would use that rough cotton yarn, and I'm trying to locate what I did with one of them so I can show you real quick. And Dollar Tree also sells cotton yarn, so you can get it from them too. I got so much stuff over here. Y'all give me just a second. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys the one from Dollar Tree. This is cotton yarn from Dollar Tree, and Where is the rough one? I think I got the rough one put up. Oh, here's one of them. So if you're gonna close it, thank you, Rose. If you're gonna close it and you're afraid that the four-way yarn will break too, I would take this and yes, of course, Bella. Thank you. I'm gonna try and get one done before the end of before Halloween gets here. But if you wanna close it up, don't close it up with the blanket yarn. Close it up with peaches and cream or something similar to it. You can get this from Walmart or you can get this one from Dollar Tree. So yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Warrior. Y'all have about 30 more minutes left on the live. I appreciate you for subbing me. Okay, so I cut that loose. I'm gonna take the orange yarn, which you're not really gonna be able to see it because you see these are two like almost you can't really see it right there, but they're two different color oranges, and it's not gonna really make a difference because I did it on here too. I used the same one, and you're not gonna be able to see it. Oh, no problem at all. We're gonna pull us a nice little string out of here. This is not only for closing it, gathering it up, and binding it off. It's for going through the middle of your pumpkin too. But if you make it too long, it's going to be more annoying than it will be helpful to have it long. So you're either going to see me annoyed because I made it too long, or it's going to work out just fine. But I need to find. Let me pull that out. I need to find a needle because I don't want to use the plastic needle to get this done. I want to find a thick iron one. It's better to use. Yes, for right now, it's only Saturdays at 8 p.m. from 8 p.m. to 11. Just for right now, I haven't. I'm trying to figure out if I can add some more days. Okay, so the good thing about this loom, oh, no problem at all. Thank you. Is that I can just go through the front of it and cast off because it got that indent. And this is where I just knitted off it. So you want to start with the beginning peg. You want to start with the beginning of your project. I'm gonna make it just that long because I'm gonna need to tie it once I finish. Oh. And sometimes trying to take it off like that just doesn't work. I'm just hoping I didn't make this too long because it gets really annoying. Hi, Elaine. Both Elaine Mitchell and Elaine Harrington. Awesome. I'm looking forward to it, Warrior. Elaine, I can't really understand what you're saying, but I will tell you what I'm making. I am making a loom knit pumpkin, and I did like all the stems and everything using the loom, and it requires an E-stitch cast on. Yeah, yep. You saw me doing this an hour ago. Yeah, I normally go live for about 3 hours. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, Aaliyah. I normally go for about 3 hours because I feel like I get the most work done, and I do it uninterrupted. So my family knows not to come out here bothering me or anything. So, and this is like, very relaxing to me. So I just, would rather sit here and do it for 3 hours. But yeah, I'll be off of here in about 25 minutes though. I've been out here since about 8. Thank you. One time I accidentally, while making a blanket, I went live about, I think it was about 5 or 6 hours. I had looked at the clock and it was like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I looked at it again. Um, it was like 3:30, 4:30, I think. Yeah, so sometimes it just gets away from me. Thank you, loved one. Thank you, 3 5s. But yeah, I have done it, and for a crafter, it's easier to do. And I've had a little experience now. I've had about a 2 year experience. I just was having issues with coming on over here, on this social media and kicking it off. But since they've made a lot of changes, it's become easier. But the only way I could start was looming. Like I had so much anxiety. I don't like hearing my voice. Well, playback. I don't like the playback of my voice. Anything. So it was a work in progress. Thank you, Elaine. I'm sorry I don't fully understand everything you're saying. Right. So it was a process. And when I say I did not love the camera, I did. Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank y'all so much for the love. I appreciate it. Thank you, Taylor. I think I pulled just enough this time. I usually over pull or I don't pull enough. Yay, it's off. Okay, so all we're gonna do is pull this close. So I rather pull on this side because I want this to be just a little bit longer. So I'm gonna pull on this side. This is the part I started with. This is the side I ended with. That way it's not too long for when I oh I'm about to pull it out. And I'm gonna go ahead and tie that together and it'll close it up. And you'll be able to hide this later on. It should be good not to come out. And so that uh, I'm gonna stuff it in. Stuff it real quick. Cause time is winding down. I'm trying to beat the clock. I got about 20 more minutes left. I'm trying to beat the clock. The other thing about loom knitted like plushies and stuff is like you gotta really stuff them sometimes. And so you end up running out like a lot of fiber from trying to stuff them. Thank you so much for the likes. I'm gonna throw some of that over there. I find that I need to put a little bit more in there when I end up closing it up. Okay, so we're just gonna go through the top stitches. They're pretty loose. Those little grooves up here at the top of the pumpkin. We're just gonna go through those and pull it closed. Let me. Oh, I forgot to cut it loose. I'm in a hurry to get it done and beat the clock, and I don't cut it loose. All right. Thank you so much for the likes. Really, I can just go through multiple ones at a time, at least three. It gets a little annoying trying to do too many at once, but we're gonna do three. That way it kind of moves faster. Thank you, Aaliyah. I'm gonna try and come up with something good next. I've been wanting to make a turtle. They're like my favorite animal, and so I want to make one of those really bad. I appreciate you. Thank you, AA, for the love and the likes. Y'all are so nice. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, AA. Thanks, friend. Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank y'all so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Let's see if this, yeah, that's open space. All right. Yay. We made it to this part. Top of that one. See if I can pull. Okay, so I want to explain about this one because I know y'all see this open spot. You can choose to leave this spot open or you can choose to close it all the way up. I preferably like it open because it feels like more of my stem is sitting in there and not sitting on top of my stitches. So when I close this, I'm not gonna close it all the way. I just want it closed enough so that I can stick a stem down in there. And you'll notice. I mean, you may notice while you're working that you may need some more fiber feel to put in there. So I will also leave it open for that. But you can also go back and close it after the fact. Thank you, AA. So I'm gonna fill it a little bit. This part needs some more yarn, so I'm gonna put stuff it a little bit more and kind of push it over to the wall area or the sides of the pumpkin so that they would get filled in more. Thank you, Giovanna. And I'm pulling this loose so that it'll be easier to work with while I'm manipulating it in the middle. Thank you, AA. And I'm not gonna like close this pumpkin all the way on this one. I'm gonna move over to that one. I just wanted to kind of show y'all how to close this one up. So I'm gonna take my yarn and it's still connected at the top. So I'm gonna take the connected yarn and go down through the pumpkin on the edges area and go back up. Try to make it through the back where it's in the middle. I'm just gonna try to. I don't have to, but I'm gonna try. Thank you, AA. Okay. So once you start doing that, I'm gonna do three of them before. Oh, it's okay, Warrior. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I totally get it because soon as I get off live, I'm going to bed too. Very swiftly and effectively because I've been out all weekend with my kids. We had homecoming this week and I am wore out. Thank you, AA. I am wore out this week, y'all. I had to take my son one morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning, go get his haircut. And I had to do their hair because they have locks in their hair, and I have locks in mine. So yeah, it was like a whole big something. Okay, so I pinched this down just a little bit, and I'm pulling the yarn. So that's gonna help it stay down, and you'll find that you'll come back out in different spots, and that's fine too. Just as long as you just get it done. I'm not particular about it coming out in different spots, just as long as it closes up. Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank you, AA. Okay, I'm gonna. This look like it got caught in there, so let me go back up to here. Oh, thank y'all so much. Thank you, Shima. Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank you, AA. What I would suggest is to, I wouldn't throw the whole plushie in the washer, and that's because of the videos I've been seeing. I've been seeing like videos saying like the fiber on the inside gets soaked and it's hard to dry and all that stuff. So what I would do is wherever it gets dirty at, I will focus in on that particular area and then try dry it on very low setting. Okay, now I'm gonna start pulling it, y'all, so it can kind of be down in the middle some. But as you go, you're gonna want to constantly pull that pull it tighter. Thank you, Taylor, for sending hearts. And I'm just now at this point, I'm not even looking at the back because I know it's gonna. You can kind of feel the needle coming up through there. It keeps wanting to grip on to that pumpkin. Thank you, Gianna. Is it Glenina? I don't want to mispronounce names. Mine get mispronounced a lot. So I definitely know the feeling. All right, I'm gonna pinch it down again since I went through that like 3 times, three additional times, and pull it down. So I'm pulling it down each time. It's all going down in there. Um, no, the only reason why is I'm watching you guys comments. I have like my phone camera down and I'm reading you guys comments from another account. So I can't see like who does them and I'm sorry for that. But it's I find that my lives are better if people are watching the project and not me. I don't, it's harder for like doing crafts and people want to see, exactly what you're doing. So that's the only reason why. I can see the hearts moving. I just can't necessarily see the names. Thank y'all so much for the love. Awesome, Kelly. I picked up crocheting about 2 years ago and I love it. This one seems like it don't want to be as tight as the other ones are. Maybe because it's smaller. I don't know. But I'm about to leave this one alone and move over to the other one because I want y'all to see one. And I'm watching the time. I got to pull this one up a little bit. This yarn got caught. That's awesome, Taylor. Okay, awesome, Aaliyah. Thank you. In AA. But yeah. So I'm gonna leave this one alone because it's gonna take me a minute to like get it, even closer. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time doing that. I'm ready for y'all to see it completely finished. So we're gonna move on to this one. Hi Gina. We're gonna move on to this one. And I got about 7 minutes. So I'm thinking, I can get this. I can get this on this pumpkin. Even if it ends up being over 7 minutes, I'm still gonna get this on this pumpkin because I want y'all to see it finish. And I'm just gonna like tuck that in there because I'm not gonna play with it right now. So just gonna go in here, find us a couple spots and sew it in. Excuse me. I was trying to grab another stitch, but it won't let me. It wasn't acting right. Thank y'all so much for the likes. Uh-oh. There'll be something about having too many strings out. Yes, I am in the country. Yes, you're gonna always always hear live. I'm in a train on this live. Always. Sometimes I'm able to predict it or, kind of hear it way down the line, but this one, I didn't really hear this one come. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you, Fatima. Is that? The needle disappeared. I almost didn't think I had put it in the right spot. Yeah, really, you really do. It's just something different than always making like a hat. I got hats, looms, scarf looms, and blanket looms. So you know, most of the time that's what I use them for. So I just try to branch out a little, trying to keep that one string in there because I'm not threading that one in. I thread the other two in. Mm, that's too far up. And I thought about putting a face on this one. I haven't put a face on any of them, so I think yeah, I made a minion one time. And I made a bumblebee and I'm trying to remember what else. I think those are the only ones I've tried so far. Besides these, I want to move to like more variety. So the next thing I want to do is like a sea turtle. So we'll see. I hear you. I hear you, A. But yeah, because I also want to see, because a lot of people think loom knitting is just, oh, we're just gonna make a head scarf and um and a blanket, and I kind of want to get rid of that stigma that we're just making a couple of things and that it should be able to make a lot of things. Because I've seen knitting machine plushies, and I'm just like, if they can do it, then I should be able to figure it out on the loom how to make some plushies. This one is hard. It's being difficult. Come on. I think that's one thing on on the loom. Yeah, I made Halloween theme, Amita. I've done a little knitting, but I'm still like a basic knitter. Like I can do um the stockinette stitch and a stitch, but that's about it. And I can't do any hats unless I'm gonna turn a flat panel into a hat. So or yeah, so yeah. And who is it? It's a loom. I can't think of their name. It's a YouTube channel that has looms where they make triangles and stuff like that. So I wanna see those so I can branch out and add that type of stuff to my projects. It was a weird name. It's not Luma Head. I know Luma Head, but it's a weird name. Um, I just mostly I prefer to do like videos. I have dyslexia and ADHD, so focusing to like write the patterns down are really hard for me. I've been working on writing a pattern for what has been like 2 weeks now, and at this point, because I didn't make any notes, I forgot how to make the one thing that I did make that everybody was asking for the pattern for. So I'm like, now I gotta remake the whole thing just to remember what I did, because I freehanded it, and now I forgot everything I did. I could remember the first 2 or 3 days, but now I can't remember it at all. Okay, I think I gotta do one more part because I could see some white right here. That might be my husband saying, "Are you ready?" I'm outside in my shed, so I'm not in the house. So I have to get like the kids and my husband to come and get me because I'm walking through the yard where it's really dark. So yeah, thank you, Aaliyah. Oh, okay. So this one, I need the I need the tie knot. I can't because I was about to take it in, but I need to go and tie a knot on it. Thank you, thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Bella. Okay, so now all I have to do is just hide the string. Come on. And I usually go back and forth multiple times, but I'm not. I'm not. And then if it's sticking out right here, you just squeeze it a little bit, it'll go in. And I'm gonna take these down through the stem. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Look, I try to be patient. This is about the only thing I'm patient with, though. I've done some wells. I like doing wells. I added the last time I did a well, I added a little water spout to it. I'm gonna pull this one out a little bit more, and then when I pull the stem up, it'll go in there. All right, y'all. I need to go to bed. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. But this is how you create one of my pumpkins. Yes, I can show you the way real quick. Let me go and grab them. I bumped the light. You see, where are you? Well, let me find them. I gotta find them. I don't know what I'm where I put it. Here I come. This is my well. I wanted mine to be kind of little orca. So I added that on there and then added the little water spout to them. But yeah, I ran out of, I think, this blue yarn, so I improvised with the black. But yeah, looks like it's mouth. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. But I gotta go and get off of here. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I think when I'm gonna post a video of adding a little face to these because I've never added a little smiley to it. So I think I'm gonna give this one a little pumpkin spice, a little Halloween spice to it. Thank y'all. But I have to go. And I appreciate y'all so much for hanging out with me. And I can't wait to see you guys again on next Saturday at 8 p.m.